Hey, Shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ, blessed Captain Matt here, IUIC New Orleans, back with another 15 minutes with the captains. And today we are talking about the Whoredom of Sweet 16. The Whoredom of Sweet 16. Look, we have grown up with certain traditions. Matter of fact, let me get Matthew 15 and 3. We have grown up with certain traditions that go totally against what the Bible has taught us currently. And the Christian church is doing nothing about it. The Christian church is not inputting the values and morals that God put into his Bible for us to follow, which is why you have these dumb traditions like the Sweet 16. Read that.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 3. But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition?
Why do you transgress the commandment of God by your tradition? And what commandment of God do you think we might be talking about? Well, we're talking about the commandment in Leviticus chapter 19. Matter of fact, let's go to Leviticus chapter 19, and we're going to start at verse 17. Because if they say that that law is out the way, then a few verses up, this law got to be out the way too.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
So you're not supposed to hate your brother. You're supposed to correct your brother or your sister, because remember, the Bible is written in a masculine tone, but it deals with men and women. You're not supposed to hate your brother or your sister in your heart, but you're supposed to correct them and not allow them to break the laws of God, which that's what thou shalt not suffer sin upon them means. Read.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
And that's one thing that a lot of our sisters do. They bear grudges. Brothers do it too. But a lot of the times, those long-term grudges, stuff that you just can't let go of. Somebody did you wrong when you was 13 years old. Somebody did this when you was 4 years old. Somebody did this or said something when you was 9 years old. You still hold on to those things. Read.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Love your neighbor as yourself. We remember Christ said that, right? So if the laws of God are done away with, but Christ said love your neighbor as you love yourself, which comes out of Leviticus 19, then guess what? Verse 29 comes into play as well. That's the commandment that we always move out the way for our traditions, like Sweet 16. Read that.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore.
Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. Now, people might be sitting here wondering, how is a Sweet 16 prostituting my daughter? I'm not prostituting my daughter. I'm not selling her on the street. Because you only have a one-sided view of what prostitute thy daughter means. That means you're putting this sister, this young lady, this child out for sale for the rest of the world. You posting her up, boom, so everybody can see it. And when people see things and they want them, they spend in order to get it. Which is why we got to go to my sister, Jolie. Let's go ahead to that Instagram video. So you're going to hear from one of your sisters how bad it is for a lot of these sisters to celebrate Sweet 16s and to be dressed up and propped up the way that they are. Play that.
Thing, I need to know who sat down at the whiteboard meeting and said that this ad was good to go. So apparently this is supposed to be a Sweet 16 ad. Yes, Sweet 16. Y'all know I don't celebrate birthdays, but we gonna talk about this. Look at the model for one. Look at what she's wearing. Look at the pose. This girl, let's say she was 16. I don't think she's 16 in real life. I think she's probably a 20-something-year-old trying to pretend she's 16. But let's say she was 16. In what world is it okay for a 16-year-old to be dressing like this? In what world is it okay for a 16-year-old to be dressing like this, posing like this, provocative pictures that are gonna lure in adulterous eyes? Like, what was the reason? Like, this is what you want 16-year-olds to look up to try to imitate? Oh, I'm turning 16 now, I want to dress all grown and sexy? What? Like, y'all really trying to, I don't want to say certain words on here, but y'all trying to out our young girls.
Stop. We gonna say it for you, sis. They're trying to whore out our daughters. Read that verse again.
Yes, sir. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore.
To cause her to be a whore. When you prostitute your daughter, you are putting her out there as that. That stuff that little girl was wearing, if she is a little girl, but it's promoted to little girls for Sweet 16. So if that little girl was that age and she's wearing all of that, guess what? You got pedophiles that might want to get at her. You got people that call themselves minor attracted persons. They want to go after the young girls. And you putting out ads like that and you think that they don't got crooked, evil, wicked men out there that want to see your daughters in that light and then take advantage of them. And as soon as something bad happens, you're crying to the men, oh my God, save my daughter, help me find my daughter, this, that, and the third. Human trafficking is at an all-time high, and these are the things that they want our daughters to do. Go to Deuteronomy 23:17.
Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel. And how can you tell a whore? Most times by the way that they dress. Nowadays, things are so confused because now the so-called good women are dressing like what the Bible says not to dress like. The whores of today look just like the good women of today because they all dress the same. There's no differential with who's dressed like a wife, who's dressed like somebody who's selling themselves. It's all the same now. Why? Because of tradition. You understand? This tradition is something that needs to stop because it is whoredom. Now, go to the article.
Vienna of Rosalind. The importance of a girl's Sweet 16 celebration.
The importance. Now, look at what women do when they try to push this on you as if it's something important. Let's go to Origins.
Origins. Many decades ago, a girl's Sweet 16 was the period when the young woman was allowed to wear makeup and a beautiful dress and make her own decisions.
So they say, don't they say that a woman cannot make her own decisions? When a woman has 3, 4, 5, 6 baby daddies and you say, well, damn, what happened when you was young? I was young and dumb. All of the women say that. Oh, I was young and dumb. I was young and didn't know no better. But at 16, they're putting out there that you can make your own decisions. Read on.
She gets to choose her party theme, appearance, and best friends to celebrate her. The gathering welcomes her to the next chapter in life, adulthood.
A what?
Adulthood.
So they're saying that 16, as a female, you're entering into adulthood. What does the Bible say? Let's go to Numbers chapter 1, verse 18.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward.
So I know the wicked Negro was out there like, nah, brother. When you go to verse 3, brother, it's only talking about the men, brother. It said they gathered all the congregation of Israel and declared their pedigrees by their fathers. Go to verse 3.
Verse 3. From 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel, thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies.
So guess what? So yeah, they're like, oh, look, it was talking just about the men. Okay, let's go to Numbers 14 and 29. Everybody was an adult at the same age. Everybody. They were considered adults around the same age, and we're going to show you that today. Read.
Numbers chapter 14, verse 29. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness.
Remember, this is the punishment because of all of the wickedness that generation had done in the wilderness. The murmuring, the complaining, the idolatry, the fornication, all of these things that they were doing. They said, okay, you're going to die in this wilderness. That's what it says. Your carcasses shall fall. Read.
And all that were number of you, according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward.
So wait a minute. It said the whole generation would die. Was that just the men? No, that was men and women. Everybody that was 20 and up died. Meaning, if you were less than 20, you were kept alive because you were still considered a child. You were not an adult yet. Go back to the article.
Importance. Like every girl who dreams of her wedding, many young girls also envision of a perfect Sweet 16 party.
So they look at the comparison. They're comparing a wedding day to a Sweet 16 party. Now translate that to the black community. They put a baby shower in the place of a wedding day now. Women are embracing motherhood before being a wife. They're not having families, they're having kids. You understand? These things need to stop. They compared a wedding day to a Sweet 16. Go ahead, read on.
At this age, she has learned to build and maintain friendships and relationships.
She ain't learned how to build nothing. At 16, you just now able to handle a job. How is she able to build relationships? They got girls that are mad at each other because they wore the same dress to a party. How the hell is that maintaining relationships? All of these sisters that grow up talking about, I don't really have female friends, I just hang with the dudes. Come on now. It's a lot of y'all that do that. You need to stop because you don't know what you're doing. A father tells you this, and this goes for Northern Kingdom too, with y'all quinceañeras. Acting like 15 is the age of a woman. No. Read.
Therefore, she wants to celebrate an important milestone with the people she loves. Her extravagant party will be the talk of the town.
Everybody want to talk about, till this day, they got sisters that still remember their Sweet 16 or their friend's Sweet 16 that they went to. Y'all have made friendships off of parties. Some of y'all went to Sweet 16s with girls you ain't even like. Talking about y'all know how to build relationships. Read the next part.
Coming of age, your daughter's birthdays are always special. However, turning 16 is a huge deal, as this is the year she enters womanhood.
See, that's whoredom. You're trying to say that a 16-year-old is a woman. That's not supposed to be. You understand? We got to stop all of this. Give me Sirach 7:24.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 24. And it reads, Has thy daughters have a care of their body?
That's what we're supposed to do as men. That's why fathers are important. That's why you can't push the father out the daughter's life just because y'all didn't work out. Then she comes home with a baby, and now you got to tell her daddy, you know she didn't came home with a baby, huh? But yet, if the father was in her life like he wanted to be, she wouldn't have had no baby. The men that crossed that door that was in her life would have been filtered out through the father. Read.
And show not thyself cheerful toward them.
You not your child's friend. That is a 16-year-old child. I'm not your friend. I'm your parent. I'm your guardian. I'm here for you. I'm here to protect you, but we not friends. Read.
Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter.
Now, see, they're trying to act like the Sweet 16 is the weighty matter. Oh, it resembles the wedding day. No. Marrying your daughter, that's the weighty matter. So that she goes to a man pure and holy, with a right mind in her head, able to take care of a household and children. You understand? So that they can bring forth heirs to you, so that you can have a family line. Not 4-5 different guys that your daughter done slept with and had kids by. So we need to stop the whoredom of Sweet 16. Go to Sirach 26:10.
Sirach chapter 26, verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly.
How you know if your daughter's shameless? Because you know that personality. You know that personality. You know whether your daughter is shameless or not. You know that. You understand? You have to watch out for, that's why they said, instruct them. Have a care for their body. You got to look out. Read.
Lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
Overmuch liberty normally comes because she has no father figure to get that guidance and that structure and that discipline from. Mothers be talking about Sweet 16. It be your mom and them talking about, oh, let's throw a baby shower. Let's celebrate the fact that you're a single mother. It be them doing that. We got to stop it. All right. So that's my time. That is the whoredom of Sweet 16. That is a tradition that needs to end. All right? Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word.